Alright, so we're moving on to herbs. And I've already picked some parsley, and I'm going to pick some more. If you're new to kitchen life or cooking, you're always going to pick your parsley. And you're going to avoid as much stem as you can. I've already stemmed some. Now for my pesto, one of my sisters would make the best pesto, and I'm still trying to figure out how she did it. But the best way I know how to emulate it is that you have a lot of herbs, you have a lot of nuts, you have a lot of basil. You can use a lot of basil. And Parmesan. And what happens is that it gets chunky. Like you can fine mince all of this in a blender. But what happens is it doesn't stay chunky. And you'll see what I mean, like when it's all cooked up. But more rustically, you get these big chunks of just cheesy pine nut, basil, parsley. Good stuff. So, what you don't want is stems. Okay? You're going to really primarily just use the leaves. And you can take these if you're worried about like wasting the stems. What you can do is when you make tea, you can boil these in the water. You can put these in your pasta water, which is what I'm going to do. I'm not. So, so what you can do is you can throw them in the water. I don't feel like fishing them out. I was going to, but then I was like, I don't feel like fishing them out. But you can throw them in there. You can season stuff with them. But you can put them in tea. You can cut them up and put them in the tea bag. I guess you can do that too. I got tea bags somewhere. I got tea bags somewhere. But anyways, you can throw them in a tea bag, cut them up. If you mince them up, put them in the tea bag, all the juices will come out more, and or its lifeblood, if you will, and season the water really nice, so it's more fragrant water. It sounds really good. I feel like I should do it right now. I mean, I have. I don't know. I don't do this very well. It's got to be like the most hoity-toity way, probably, of I don't know, doing stuff. And see, if I did everything right, you would know I'm like a professional chef. So if I do it like this, it's kind of like I'm being lackadaisical. Don't do this at home. You can tell I'm a professional because I've thrown all care to the wind. And I can, I guess. Like, you can guide. It's okay. So I guided for the fine dice. Mince, if you will. We're going to insert. And, I mean, I'm not worried about these leaves. These leaves are what's going to catch together and help bind a bunch of stuff. A bunch of all the good stuff I just, talked about. So, alright. So I got a bunch of parsley left over. Let's bag that on up. That's like the first thing I've put actually in my fridge. Alright, so basil is a really hot commodity, okay? So what we want to do is make sure we harvest everything. I'm even like all that we can possibly get off of all of it. And this would be the same thing. You can take the stems and you can throw them in your water too with your salt. The salt for your pasta needs to be as salty as the sea, which is another thing. This is a pesto dish. If we were doing some kind of sauce with it, like if we wanted to make a pasta sauce, um, we could use some of the water. And if so, then I would have cut back on some of the salt that I'm adding to everything. Because you're going to get, again, your water is supposed to be as salty as the sea. So, but when you do that, you have to really like, for your own personal taste, because you want to eat well. I don't feel like measuring out exactly how salty of the sea I'm making it. So then I can cut back on everything else. I'd rather just season everything else to a certain way. I hope this is interesting to y'all. And some stems is fine with basil for me. I absolutely love basil. What we can also do... Oh, you know what? You know, I'm going to save some of these basil stems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fine mince the basil stem, like really, 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 really fine. And then I'm going to add that to the onions, because then they will caramelize down. Alright. So these are my stems. Now, you don't want to add... The reason why I'm making this herb pile separate than everything is because herbs burn and they turn dark. Or they turn dark under heat. So when the pasta's done, that's when I'm going to toss all the herbs in so it's fresh. And as it sits, it's going to mix in. And it just makes it fresher. I know we can add a little bit before and all that. But, I mean, clearly you can tell I'm an herb guy. We're going to make a big batch of this pesto mix of individual stuff. But, yeah, we're going to toss a lot of this in near the end. So because I'm going to caramelize some stuff, let's grab some of the other stems to make sure we got a lot of the basil stems. Here we go, basil, basil, basil. Okay. Okay, well, I'll do the stems next. All right. Now again, I don't eat pasta and pesto a lot just because of how expensive it all is. So when I do, trust me, I want some basil. I love parsley. This is a lot of my Italian side coming out. All right. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna mix it. Now the dryness of this basil was pretty wet. The dryness of the parsley is going to help all this mix together because it's going to help dry out this basil. As we mix it. See, look, we can get so much more done when I'm not hitting jalapenos, you know? Much better time. All right, you have a nice mix. I'm telling you, it smells so good. And I love it without a jalapeno too. All right. I like the chunkiness of it. I like herbs. Like again, like this is like an herb and veggie pasta. So this is going to be the protein almost, if you will. So bigger pieces it's nice. Okay. So because this is something that we're going to throw in last, and because we have a bunch of it, I'm also going to cut up some pine nuts. See, now I get kidney stones real bad, so I don't eat nuts anymore. So when and I don't want to today, but what we should have done is taken all the pine nuts and toasted them. When you toast them, you get a really nice aromatic flavor, and toasted nuts do taste drastically different than raw nuts. I sound like some pretentious douchebag, but anyways, they do taste different. I'm just not going to do that right now. I don't care. I'm just some guy. Okay, so don't worry, I'm just losing my mind. Losing my mind. I'm not losing my mind. No. All right. All right. All right, so I got the nuts in here. A nice little mix. And I enjoy the taste of the, you know, we got some caramelizing in the onion that way. I still have a lot in the bag, so we're going to cut that up when we put the oil in there. So we're going to toast them up in the pan as well. So we're going to have a lot. We're going to toast them up the same time we do these. So let's dice these up. Small container. Mise en place. Where's your mise en place? Somebody flipping their shit right now. They're like, no, when you do this, it's terrible. No one should ever put you down if you want to use the stems to caramelize in there. There are Italian dishes where they use uh, unborn. Well, they take a chicken that is pregnant and then they kill it and then you eat the whole chicken. They like deconstruct it some. I forget the name of it right now. Um, dirty something. So when we're doing this, we're just utilizing everything. And you gotta like herbs, I guess, too. You really gotta like the punch of herbs. And like when these little punch buckets that we're gonna caramelize, like get stuck in the Parmesan and everything, and you get a crackle, because these are we're gonna put all this in first. So like these are gonna caramelize. These are going to go places. We're cutting them real fine too, so it won't be a problem biting them. No, I get it. I get it. You guys saw me like eat jalapenos and stuff. This is the good stuff. Oh, yeah. These are the tips and the tricks, yeah. Normally there's some music going and you're just chilling. I don't know what I'm sounding like. Got my cabinet open. I was like, why is it echoey so much over here? Something to always remember is that great cooking takes time. There is seldom people that I would do this for. So glad y'all didn't see that. It's okay, it's just the stems. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper in there. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt in there. Just a little bit. Oh my goodness. Into the fridge it goes. All right, what have I got left? Garlic. Okay. So, a container. Garlic and the amount of garlic you want to use is entirely up to you. What I can say is the number one thing you want to do is just take that off. Okay? It doesn't matter after you take that off. You can do whatever you want. You can leave it whole, whatever. Even blitzing it, you can still find them. So you can do it, or you don't have to. You don't have to. I think I am pretentious in some ways when it comes to cooking, and in a professional setting. If I'm at someone's house and they're cooking, you can do whatever you want. I'm in your home. I have nothing to learn. You teach me. I don't care what it is. Someone even taught me that you can make hot dogs in a coffee maker. I mean, you can. You can. So if you eat a lot of hot dogs and sausages, you can literally boil hot dogs in a coffee maker. And that's your thing. And you can literally steep them in whatever. You can literally make like whatever kind of like seasoning thing you want, and you can pour it on through, and season the hot dogs. So, I mean, I learned that. So I got nothing to learn when I'm at your house. You teach me. But if we're in a professional setting, not deveining shrimp and not peeling and cutting garlic correct. Those are like red flags to like you're not on the chef up and up. Listen to me. Someone's like, but Robin, you haven't like measured anything. But you see the amount of shit you're using. Yeah. Trust me. My mom was a horrible cook. Horrible cook. Horrible cook. Horrible cook. In all of my memory, she was a terrible cook, so. Why she couldn't have been a terrible lawyer and I became a good lawyer and successful, I'll never know, but whatever. So, okay. So, pretty much, I love garlic. So what we're going to do is we're just going to crack them like that. We can fine dice them, which we're going to fine dice a little bit of them. But garlic burns. And so we're going to add these as we see fit at the time. Alright. So we're going to have some big pieces in there. And I like leaving, you can, after you crush them, you can like beat them up a little bit, But I like the big pieces. All right, so this is all the big pieces we're gonna do. Okay. We're gonna put all the big pieces to one side of the container. And we're gonna dice the rest up. Chasing garlic, chasing garlic, chasing garlic. I'm working on the heavy metal. Well, I say heavy metal. I'm not sure. It's a genre. I'm trying to mix folk and metal, or I was, and I'm just trying to learn some drop C riffs right now. So maybe like doing stuff like this, like, would really help me out. It's like cutting garlic, cutting garlic, cutting garlic. Death to the garlic. That made me like cut really hard. Death to the garlic. Got to work on the vowels. Hey. Well, that's like high to a low. If you're trying to keep it like steady, it's like. Well, that's some doom metal right there. Telling you, it's like a genre I never got into. I mean, you can go back and listen to my older stuff. It was some really folky stuff. Folky electric folk. Now I'm trying to just learn some metal, some drop C stuff, So, we'll see. I find, I feel like I'm gonna have to do vocals, on my own stuff too, and try and harmonize with Redacted in some way. We're getting more acquainted with guitar playing together now. I've never been in a band. He was in a band a while ago, so I'm learning it all. Today's probably a jam practice thing. Solo one. Working on an instrumental. I'm learning chugs and drop C on a baritone guitar, and on the other guitar, the Schecter, I'm doing some instrumental work. So just trying to keep both together, or work on them both together. I don't want to say lose my finger picking, but just, it takes a long time to get back to where you were if you stop. So I'm learning how to use a pick now. For some of you watching, and no, I was finger style only. I didn't use a pick. So probably as of, I don't know, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I've seriously started using a pick. I went through some mental health stuff, and I didn't play for a month and a half. And so now I'm coming back from, a month and a half off of guitar playing. I'm just trying to get back to where I was so I can progress in both instrumentals and the metal music that I'm trying to do. Metal, they say metal. I'm listening to them. Or those that have listened to it a lot, since I'm trying to listen to it now. Because I appreciate it. It's a sign I never played before. Which, I mean, you can go and listen to the jam sessions and you're like, yeah. I got a lot to upload today. All right. So we have our fine garlic and our large garlic that we can throw in different times. Now, garlic is really, really sticky, so I always suggest washing your knife after cutting garlic. And cross-contamination, this was a board that I cleaned, and I'm not worried. We're not cutting proteins and things like that. We're all just cutting vegetables, so there's not a lot of cross-contamination. If you want to clean it after cutting your jalapeno, that's a good idea, because everything else will, of course, attack, or by touch, it will have the heat with it. All right, so there is also going to be different times that we're throwing this cheese in. Because we want some to melt more than others. I have this cheese that I don't know why I put it in the fridge. Gosh darn it. Now there's humidity in it. Oh my goodness, why did I do that? Okay. So there's going to be different times that we're adding everything. This cheese isn't going to melt a lot. Neither of these cheeses are. They're Parmesans. This one's the tri-blend. So this one's going to go in first so it melts. Because what you want is the really nice Parmesan. Here we go to Olive Garden and they're like, would you like the Parmesan grated? That's not how it sounds. They're like, would you like the Parmesan grated? Yeah, it's my birthday. So I just want a nice mix of it. And how I was saying, like, seasoned plus seasoned equals seasoned, mixed. Anything mixed is always going to just overall season the whole dish evenly. So this goes back in here. I'm not going to put the cheese in there right now. Okay. All right. So there we go. About that. All right, what else do I have? I think that was everything I had. Okay, so it's dark now. I'm probably going to start cooking real soon, and I got to figure out how I'm going to film that. So let me get back to everyone.